Hey guys, we are in France, in the city of Paris. Paris is home to many iconic landmarks as well as world-renowned attractions.
But today we are going to do something a little bit different. Since we have been to Paris a couple of times before, we thought that we could visit some of Paris' hidden gems, places that we wish that we could have visited the last time round.
We won't spoil the destinations just yet. Follow us to uncover the hidden gems.
Let's go!
We are Aaron and Shar, and we are embarking on a one-year adventure around the world. In August of 2024, we traded our paychecks for backpacks to explore all that this incredible planet has to offer. We started our journey in Asia, explored the Middle East, and we are now traveling around Europe. We believe that traveling does not have to be expensive, so we are embracing the world on our own terms. Join us as we explore the world, learn about diverse cultures, go local, and make every day an adventure. Now let's get back to the video.
So this is where we'll start our first hidden gem. We are starting here by this spiral stairs. It is a green corridor that's inspired a more famous landmark in New York. Located on the east side of Paris, this 4.5-kilometer linear park known as the Boulevard was once an elevated railway in the 12th arrondissement. We began our walk at the eastern end and made our way westwards, heading towards the city center.
This segment of the railway was abandoned in 1969, and it was not until the 1980s that they started renovating this and converting it into a green corridor.
Even under the cloudy skies, our first impressions were that the park feels tucked away, yet feels very much part of the city. Murals are everywhere, so many that we quickly lost count. And the park is a perfect place for joggers, which we saw plenty during our walk. And when you peek out of the corridor, you see house-minion buildings standing side by side with more modernist homes.
There's a random step up to a platform. I'm guessing this is where maybe like people who worked on the railway would come here to like inspect and make sure everything is going alright. They'll probably be waving a flag and like green means go, and then the train will chug along. That must be it.
So we're walking through another tunnel. I think this is probably our 4th or 5th tunnel by now. It's quite interesting because each tunnel has like a slightly different variation from each other. It's kind of like section dividers through our walk in this boulevard.
This bridge is actually quite bouncy. When the joggers are like hopping past us, you can feel the whole bridge going up and down, up and down.
It started to rain.
It's getting... Ooh, the wind! It's cold when the wind comes. How are people still jogging in this weather?
I'm trying to seek shelter under this. I don't think it's enough. My glasses are already wet. Right as the drizzle started, we stumbled into our next hidden gem, Cosette Boulangerie. These are the things that we've ordered.
This is way bigger than the ones I've had back home. Let me take a bite. It is so fluffy and perfect. I like that. It is actually kind of sweet. You should try it.
Now that Shar has said it is good, like I am dying to try this pound of chocolate. Oh, okay, I can already feel it. It's very buttery. Soft. Really soft.
This cookie is heavy. There is this like peanut butter like thing, and there's also chocolate. I'm gonna try to get all 3 ingredients in one bite. It's not peanut butter, it's something else. It's really delicious.
We also got the pesto chicken sandwich, which I could honestly have that for lunch every single day.
We just came to this cafe bakery randomly to hide out from the rain, but everything here is so good. I think this might be one of the hidden gems. This was such a random decision, but it might have been the best decision we've made today. I'm not sure if it is because we are so hungry from the walk, but the pastries and the cookie was so delicious. Even the coffee was just perfect. In a weird way, I feel kind of sad because I don't know when's the next time I'll be able to taste something so delicious again. Anyways, the rain has stopped, so we are going to continue on our walk.
The final stretch of the Coulevert feels a little more like the idea of a high line I initially expected. An elevated walkway lined with greenery alongside a pedestrian path. Somehow, nature and the urban landscape blend together in surprisingly thoughtful ways.
This place is really different from the High Line in New York where it was very crowded and bustling. Here in Paris, it is very peaceful and serene.
This is unlike any other walks that we've taken around Paris. In fact, this walk is like not a lot of tourists. There's a lot more locals here. People are running, people are jogging, and despite the rain, it was like probably one of my favorite walks in the entire Paris so far.
I think if I were to be living in Paris and if I had a dog, this is where you'll see me hanging around all the time.
I think it's time to head towards our next location, our next hidden gem, shall we?
Let's go!
After a long metro ride, we are finally here in the 16th arrondissement, and we are going to check out our next hidden gem, which is the Museum of Counterfeit. Inside the Museum of Counterfeits, you'll find the world's most famous brands. Only not quite. Fake designer bags, fake Adidas shoes, fake Xbox controllers, even knockoff pharmacy pills. It is like a spot a difference game, but extra challenging level. We are unsuccessful at visually identifying what's real and what's not at least half the time. Some of the stuff here you can't really tell whether or not something is a real or fake stuff, like the shoes for example. It's just so hard to tell what is real, what is fake. It didn't take us very long to explore the exhibition, but it's one of the offbeat spots in Paris that nobody tells you about, but we felt that it was worth the stop.
We just came out of the Museum of Counterfeit. This museum is a pretty small museum. It took us about half an hour and we are done with the museum. It cost us €6 per person to enter. The entrance is a little bit unassuming, so we didn't know that it was the museum. We had to ring the bell to enter. The museum has a lot of imitation products on display. There are some that we are really familiar with, such as imitation shoes. We saw one that compares the real Adidas shoes to the imitation shoes. They look very similar, they had the same colors, they had the same design, and even the Adidas logo was on the imitation shoes. So I think as normal consumers like me, I wouldn't be able to tell which is real and which is imitation, and it would always be safer to buy from the authorized dealers. There are also more dangerous types of imitations, such as imitating medicines. Even though the packaging looks exactly the same, it's the same brand and it is advertised for the same health problems, the imitation ones can actually be really dangerous because of the difference in dosage, and there might be harmful substances in the imitation ones.
The counterfeiting issue is a global problem. It's something that I don't foresee that is going to resolve in the next 10 to 15 years, despite technology that's going to be in place to kind of combat that. So I think like at least, it's very important to be staying very aware and also be especially aware of what we put into our mouths today.
One thing that I hope that the museum did show was how they combat these counterfeiting issues, maybe at the customs or maybe through blockchain. Maybe it was in French and I didn't catch it, but it was something that I was hoping to learn today.
Just as we thought we've seen it all, Shar decided to take me to... Wait... What? The woods? Where are we? Shar, where are we? Well, we are here at Bois de Boulogne.
This is a really huge park recommended by a friend that we met yesterday, and since it was near the Museum of Counterfeit, we decided to pop by. This park is so big that there are a couple of roads passing through it, and it's just a ton of walking paths with a ton of trees and random crows all around. We are going to head to one of the pavilions in the park to check out how beautiful that is.
Bois de Boulogne is a huge park, and we only got to explore one small section of it. There's the Shakespeare Garden, the circus, a horse racing course, another race course, the Roland Garros, but most impressively, the Louis Vuitton Foundation. We chose to visit a relatively peaceful spot, the Les Pavilions des Étangs, which is traditionally an event space but has a pleasant view of the ponds where many birds wander.
This part of the park is really beautiful. There's a huge lake in the middle and many ducks swimming around.
Of course, had we visited during the summer, it would have been much livelier, and also it's worth noting that some of the more wooded areas of the park are also a place for prostitution. We were told that we shouldn't be coming at night because this place could be quite dingy and dodgy at night. so just be careful. Wait, are we in New York right now? Nope. Still Paris, just tricking you with the Statue of Liberty.
While the Statue of Liberty in New York is a gift from the French to the Americans, there are actually 7 replicas of the Statue of Liberty here in Paris. And the one that we're heading to right now is the biggest one of them all. And this was a gift from the American community in France to Paris.
Situated at the southern tip of Ile-le-Cygne by the Pont de Grenelle, our next hidden gem is one of the working models used for the construction of the actual Statue of Liberty in New York. It is 4 times smaller and located on a man-made island in River Seine.
This man-made island is really beautiful because you get to see the Statue of Liberty up close for free, and you can actually also see the Eiffel Tower from afar. Unlike the one in New York where you can actually pay to get up, we can't get up to the Statue of Liberty here, but it is free to get close. Also, I have no idea why there is Pac-Man under Statue of Liberty. Hey guys, we have now teleported. I am holding a green bottle on a green bridge above a green canal. And yes, this is Canal Saint-Martin, a neighborhood with boutique bars and cafes with a ton of Parisians pretending not to judge us as we walk by.
Canal Saint-Martin is touristic but not yet as popular as the iconic Eiffel Tower or Champs-Élysées. Here, you get a stronger sense of how everyday Parisians go about their lives. There are local cafes, independent boutiques, artisan shops all along this beautiful canal that was once commissioned by Napoleon I back in 1802. And we are very lucky to witness how this passenger ferry navigated this canal through a series of locks.
That was just a really complicated way for the ferry to get through this section of the canal. As you saw, the ferry had to wait behind the gate for the water at the next section to flood up so that it can go through. And then at the next section, which was really shocking to me, they had to move the entire road aside just for the ferry to go through. That took so long. It would have been faster if everyone got out of the ferry and rolled over.
We've just been here for 15 minutes and I'm already loving this place. People are just like sitting by the canal, people are just eating their ice cream, drinking their coffee, walking around, and I'm here sitting around and just people watching, and I just think there's such a peaceful Saturday vibe. I love Canal Saint-Martin. I wish that I have been here the last time round when I was in Paris.
On our last day in Paris, one of our friends from Singapore decided to join us for a day trip in the city of love. This is Joshua, an aviation geek and a good friend who shares the love of exploring places. After walking around Jardin du Luxembourg, he suggested we check out a hidden gem.
Bonjour, this is my hidden gem. This is in the area of Saint-Germain, which is a very chic neighborhood in Paris, and behind me is the Saint-Sulpice church. It's very grand and it's probably one of the lesser known cathedrals in this area.
This is my first time actually learning about it. Joshua has been here, so he knows about Saint-Sulpice quite well.
It was in Emily in Paris.
Really?
Yeah, season 3.
The Church of Saint-Sulpice sits in the shadow of more famous churches like the Notre Dame or the Sacré-Cœur, but we can walk in without queues and take our time to explore.
You can see the age on the walls compared to the recently refurbished Notre Dame, which is really white on the inside.
But other than that, the Saint-Sulpice Church carries a lot of art treasures along the aisle, including Delacroix's masterpieces. So if you're into art history, it would not feel that this is just another church. So after Joshua brought us into the Church of Saint-Sulpice, I actually read up a little bit about what this church is all about. This church is actually the second largest church in Paris after the Notre Dame, and we walked in, it was quite quiet, there's not a lot of people over here. But when Notre Dame was actually under renovation due to the fire back in 2019, this was like the biggest operational church. And I'm so glad that we actually went in there to actually check it out because it's quite spacious and there's not a lot of people on this Saturday afternoon.
From the front of the church, you can see that there are two towers, and these two towers are actually not symmetrical at all. The one on the left has like a triangular ceiling of sorts, and the one on the right is rounded. And that is because these two pillars were built at different times.
So that's it for our video today. We have explored Paris hidden gems and we had so much fun exploring Paris.
If you have any other hidden gems that we don't know about yet, please comment in the section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
We'll catch you in the next video.
Au revoir!
Au revoir!